Three, two, one. Good evening, everyone. This is Fari Hemzi. It's December 1st, Thursday, 5:06 p.m. Cape Naples, Florida. Had a great day today. I'm in the webinar. I have to call you back. Sorry. So I don't like people just calling. They should. They're a protocol. They need to send a text. I call back. Yeah. All right. No worries. Uh, uh, today was rescheduled yesterday because I had a long day. I got wounded a little bit. I had an incredible couple of days, and then, and when you trade size across different accounts, it's very easy to make a mistake of one or two, especially when it's never ending. It was a railroad, 500 handles NQ. So my broker called. I'm house hunting. She goes, I got two places you got to go and take a look right now. I said, oh, Jesus. So about 4:30, 4:20, I jump in the car. I'm driving. About 5:10, Nancy calls me and she says, she's my gatekeeper. She goes, aren't we having a webinar? It's Wednesday. I said, oh, my. I said, okay. Go on, log in, preserve the webinar, tell them I'll be right there. And then I hit traffic. So by the time I got there, it was like 5:45. I think Dave was there. Anyhow, so we decided to reschedule. First of all, speaking of schedules, next two Wednesdays I'm going to be. Next one is what? Next one is next Wednesday. I have visitors, so I won't be available. A friend of mine is stopping by for a few days from out of town, and then the following week we have Marshall here. Still don't have his bio up. There's like 100 people signed up, but just a couple of words I put in. But I'm going to try to put his bio up myself. I'm going to write it myself. I know him. I'm just going to get him on the phone. He's a trader. What does he know about writing? Yeah. So I will. And he went to School of Hard Knocks. Hey, Tony's still pitching on CNBC. All right, Tony Dreyer. All the bull time. When the market starts going up, these guys show up. This is a good indicator that we're going to go up. They never talk when the market is going down. They don't know how to get short. They're always good on the long run. So for 9 months, he hasn't been around. Oh well. So we're gonna have that in 14. Next week I won't be around. So next 2 weeks we're probably gonna be unlimited schedule. Of course, I'm gonna be moving, and there's nothing going on after 14. I may squeeze a Sunday in there, okay, but no promises. Okay, so I'm small in I need a bigger place, and I'm not putting money in real estate. It's way too high. Plus, given my returns, who wants to do that? I made a little bit under 60% today. I wasn't using all the money. I'm talking on total cash. Yeah. But that's why I'm focused during the day. We were testing this new add-on to ORB called Tiger Shark, which is an airplane I worked on at Northrop. It's F-20. You can look it up. F-20 Tiger Shark. And we built three, and one of them crashed, and I cried that day. I usually don't cry. Last time I cried was my mom passed away. So that's because of my dad. Big boys don't cry. So that's what the deal is on that. So Tiger Shark did very well. Tomorrow we're going to have non-farm. And tomorrow is really a come to Jesus meeting, in terms of where this market is. So should be very interesting. Boys and girls here who are trade with me in the chat room, please be in early. Okay. Software keys went out and we're good. Everybody worked fine. We had a trigger issue because I forgot to arm it. That was my mistake. But I had other machines running on one of the machines. Other machines running, so we posted, the other guys were involved. They posted levels and all that, so people traded it. But it was pretty good. And of course, yesterday the big move came at 1:30 when Sharon Powell started speaking in his cryptic manner. At least less cryptic than Uncle Ben, and of course, definitely better than Greenspan. Greenspan was nuts. All right, let's move on. 4.8 is out for ORB. No more updates. If anything, it would be only a bug fix. We have no intention of changing it anything. We will address ongoing forward volatility. It can be backtested. It's my work from PMT that's going to tell me what kind of volatility we're seeing forward, if need be. Okay, if warranted. Other than that, the code is finished, done. Matter of fact, Now we're trying to finish Tiger Shark, which was not a system we're going to give out. It's become even more powerful than ORB, and ORB is doing 80% to 90% a month. The last 6 months on, we have proof of every single trade from StoneX. We have statements from 2 or 3 different folks with accounts there. So, and it's putting on a Google Drive. People can take a look at it. So we got to finish Tiger Shark. I put it on the side. Tiger Shark actually started before ORB got into programming mode. I mean, just I haven't started talking about charts yet, Charlie. As Tico says, you need some tea. When my talk, the housekeeping is done, then we'll switch. Yeah. First of all, after this, we're going to calendar. You know the sequence. You've been here all the time. It's housekeeping, calendar, charts, and then we come back to web page for super charts. They call it sharp charts now. Interesting. Are you serious? No, stock charts. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah. So that's the development. That's actually good. I feel great. It took us about 15 months from the concept to start. And it was actually originally was designed for it's a vol base. It was designed for crypto, for Bitcoin. But early on, I said I don't trust this situation. Everybody it was at like 45 or 55. Everybody was telling me, forget 65. It's gonna go to 100. Somebody was telling me, you guys have not, you don't even know how this thing works. We're gonna be at 500,000. Really? You start talking like that, I know I gotta change my plans. I said 100 best companies in the US. We're always gonna have 100 best companies. It's called NASDAQ 100. And they're gonna be technology driven, and it's gonna be the brain trust of this country behind it. I'm gonna go with that. And what a best decision that was. Not that we would not make money on the way down on crypto, but crypto is probably going to be basing down here for a long time. It's debased, basically. That's what happens. It's flatline. Like a patient who gets flatline in ICU. Basically done. I mean, Tico's target for Bitcoin is 6,000. So, and I'm hearing a lot of 11s and so forth. Nobody has argued when I've said 6, but I'm not a Bitcoin expert. But I understand the volatility behind it. That's why I used to teach at CBOR. Right there, Option Institute, the master sessions. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Econ Calendar. So again, don't forget, hear it from the beginning of this video when you get a chance once it's posted. All is going to get posted here, always do. Right after we're done, takes about half an hour. But about the calendar. Next week, I won't be available on a Wednesday. Maybe I'll do something Tuesday, okay, with you guys. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm going to be partially here. I have a friend who's listening. And then very cute blonde, very. But the following week, we have Marshall Fried, okay? This is Psychology of Index Trading. This is for day trading futures. This is for high performance guys, okay? And you'll see he's one of the best I know. He's not a automated guy. He's not an automated system guy. He's actually what's called landmark trading. He watches the chart in a certain way. I think it should be a very good one. Almost 100 people have signed up. I haven't even put a bio up. I'll try to put the bio up tonight, maybe. I gotta call him and type it up. Typing and writing that is not his forte. Yeah, he's a very good trader. Known him about 40 years, 35 years. Yeah. Is it? Yeah. 95, that's fine. 27 years, yeah. It's good guy, really good guy, solid guy. Okay. Econ Calendar. Key number is tomorrow, right? Not vehicle sales, thank you. This baby. Now, but before we go here, okay, let's go back and see what ADP did right here yesterday. So, yesterday. I'm in a webinar. I have to call you back. People don't know they should not call. They should text first. Nancy, didn't you train these people properly? What kind of operation are you running over here, Nancy? I work for her. That's why she's Airbus. You don't do anything without the approval of Airbus. Okay. Private payrolls, 239. Consensus, 200. Oh my God. It's below the range. Okay, so tomorrow's going to be very, very interesting. It could be a blowout. Yeah, I think probably going to rally. Usually, this ties into. I don't know if you guys look at it that way or not. I do. I like to read the tea leaves. I've been forecasting since 1982. Actually, 80. Yeah, once I put my dad's money into it. What do you call it? Torrance office of Merrill Lynch. He goes, "How are you going to manage this?" I said, "I'm going to buy a computer and start forecasting." He goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I've got what do you call it? Marty Zwick's book, and we did advanced decline every night from back because there was no internet back then. It was Apple with a thermal printer. Advanced decline every night from I got a subscription to Wall Street Journal. Would get delivered. Obviously, it was yesterday's, but you don't need that kind of accuracy anyway. You don't need real time. And then we imposed over that the Fed decisions. He talks about it in his book. It's one of the best books to read. Marty Zwick. This is the guy who did uh, raw or simple put call ratio. I did the dollar weighted later on. The reason is he could. I mean, he could have thought about it. He probably knew about it, but he couldn't do it back then. There was no computer. The power, CPU, memory, the memories you would need for what we did for put call would be the size of this room back then when he did that. He was doing by his hand from a back of Wall Street Journal volume and stuff. So we did that, and that was my first forecasting job. So I read the tea leaves. Okay, that 127 should go in line with where's my mouse? Okay, right here with the private payrolls. This number. So I think we're gonna hit below this on this level. If we go to somewhere around, let's say 100, 120, this is party hardy. Fed is done. If I'm wrong and we go high, remember I have some layoffs now. If we go high, then oh boy, it's going to be a massive sell-off tomorrow from about 8:30 Eastern. So, all right, that's a big number tomorrow. Let's see. I don't see this mouse. Sorry, this is a very high-res machine. Sometimes I don't see the mouse properly. I just got the double check. My eyes are perfect for the glass I have. Yeah. Okay. What else do I want to look at here that's of interest to us? Let me look at. Okay, about that. Let's look at GDP because we missed that. Let's talk about that a little bit. A little bit stronger. A little bit stronger consensus. Near the top of the range, almost. Annual rate 1.7, also above consensus. Yeah, so this is pushing the economy forward. And then we're going to do personal income. I'm not worried about jobless claims. That's weekly. Trade, I don't worry about. Okay, okay, there we go. Don't get me wrong, I look at it, but Anita in the room, she posts them real time. So, and she keeps me straight. That's very important what she does. Econ major from England. See, that's strong. It's coming. Yeah. Point to a little bit behind price. PCI was low. Okay. This is index year to year is in line. Core PC. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, core PC. 0.2 and 0.5. Okay. No, nothing unusual. No. I'm sorry. No tell there. So big number tomorrow, and I would suggest you print it out and take a look. Okay. Let's go to charts. Okay. Well, Jerry Powell, Chairman Powell, give us a number if we were short. I happened to be long a few minutes before. I didn't keep it long enough. I tried to fade it because it went up so much. I went to get coffee. I came back and sat down. I don't drink coffee, but I needed one yesterday. Came and sat down. A few longs who were just in the money. They had made a few bucks, like they were up 1,000. Boom! It was a rocket ship. I said, "Holy mackerel!" And then I was a non-believer. I was an infidel, non-believer. I said, "It can't go out anymore. Look where it's going." So I tried to short it. I gave back, and then I said, "Forget the short." Went to Tiger Shark, and I said, "Look at these two lines. This is so strong." The beauty of Tiger Shark is that it allows to see the slope calculation visually in front of you. Okay, so you could see what's happening with the slope. And he went out of bound. He went out of bound. That is, we had not seen it rising at that rate. Okay, so um, I just said, holy mackerel! Here's what. Here's why are you fading it? Get back online. Get back in line with it. And then I came back up, but I mean, I gave some accounts. I gave a little bit. Problem is, I was running multiple accounts and a bunch of NQs. It was difficult. Yeah, I just couldn't do that. Shouldn't have done that. So today, different story. Today, it was a perfect calmer, and it was a two-way market. So we had some shorts, some longs. Um, I on one trade I had to sell some longs to just lower my because it was against me. I just wanted to reduce the size I had so I can hold it right and reverse. My mistake yesterday was a reversal. Why? We usually reverse when there is max pain, maximum pressure on you. You find giving and say, I got to reverse. Usually that's the bottom if you're long, or that's the top if you're short. When that pressure really builds up, your hand goes for the mouse, and you just think, I gotta reverse. Don't. Don't. Because as the Admiral calls it, intestinal fortitude. If you can hold it there, that's probably going to come back to you in many ways. So, but I had two reversals, and that's where I got dinged. But today I did that and then some, so I'm good. And now the key is what happens tomorrow at 8:30, and the trade probably will go for about 40, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then another 45 minutes after the cash opens. So you got to be alert twice. All right. Diversion everywhere. See that? Higher highs, we're not going there. Now we're coming to retest. This is normal of the 200 bar. Right there. Above it, they sold it. Above tested, failed. Never got that far. Tested, failed. Tested here, never made it. Now we just punched through. This 4-time charge, maybe. I don't know. All I know is that these are diverging. Look at the values are not there. Why are we going so fast? And but no advanced decline is not coming in. I mean, I don't know what's in the Brett Trust. This is from Jason Gookford of a sentiment trader. Actually, he sent me a code. Says, "Can you program this?" I said, "Sure." And I said, "You got to tell me how to understand it," because he used to have access to these. And he goes, "I need something like that there. Could you put it in your charts?" I said, "Sure." Good guy, very good guy. So I haven't talked to him in a while. But you see, the highs versus these highs. So that's a problem. Uh, Less worried about Nasdaq right now because it was really, really oversold. I mean, some of the stocks have been down 50%. I got my friends in. Not, I didn't put them in. There were stock rights they had. They actually worked their stock rights. Yeah, one person in Microsoft quit, went to run the cloud for Google, and they got hammered on both. So yeah, and then of course the election. These are Trump kids. So you add all that together, you can't even talk to them. So, I'm a Republican, but not a Trump kid. So always be a Republican. Yeah, I can't stand the Democrats. But 3 of my family members are Democrats. Oh well, so we don't do Thanksgiving dinner there. Anyhow, all right. Moving forward, we have a good situation here. Why? Retested, punched through, retested, and pulled up. So transposition probably tells me most likely we've seen the lows. You should get wrong, but you never know. You never know. The other problem we have also here is every place in the world there are problems. There's something going on wrong somewhere. So if I get long, I will be cautiously long. I'm still short. We put our second trade on. Oh, let me address that. We put a second trade on. Almost got stopped out. Our trade was 4,100 at max. This is according to Florida Chicago. This was a unusual, dubious, as actually that's what they explained to me, trade there. So then they discounted that, held on to the put a spread, and we dropped another 25 points from there, almost, or 24 points. So I'm going to wait until Monday. So either Sunday I'm going to close it if I'm wrong tomorrow, or if the number is good and we go down, then maybe I'll just go flat. Kind of make my wounds a little bit smaller. I don't like to switch. Reversing is not good, especially with market timing. Very few times has worked for me. I rather go flat, sit it out, let the dust settle, and then regroup and then attack again. I read his book, what do you call it? Patton said about Rommel. Yeah, you gotta read the tank. You gotta watch the Tank Commanders. This game is very close to what the Tank Commander goes through. Okay, 1 positive, 2, 3, 4. No, that's negative. Okay, so 7-1. Okay, we're getting almost 8-0. This is 7-1. Okay, so it's getting better and better and better. Yeah, I'm still not convinced, but at some point, it doesn't matter what you think. As I told Anita the other day, don't trade what you think, trade what you see. And what I've seen here is that market want to go up. So I wait a little bit late, but that's what it is. SP1 Momo, okay, still short, longer term. We're long here, right there from there. So it hasn't really gone up that much. We're long from this level. I put the bar there. See that? It's long from 39.92. So it's in the money for about 85 handles. Okay, which is not bad. It's not small. I'd say Aaron points on it down. So. New highs are coming in. I'm saying weekly highs. New weekly highs are coming in. Feel me? Not new. I'm saying 52-week highs are coming in. Okay, we're at 30. Obviously, these are dropping to zero. That's expected. We are not bursting out to 140 up, where usually it peaks. We're not there yet. A little bit after it peaks. Usually, this is in a rear view mirror by the time it peaks, just like here, for example. So we're not there yet. That's another diversion. Look at that diversion. We're in the channel moving up. This is SP1 indicator. This is Momo. These younger brethren. And you see the divergence. So this also tells me most likely we're going to pull back. These are true and tested. That's why it put me number one with Diamond Digest. Yeah, we have not changed any indicators. You guys know. These indicators, last time we touched, I don't mean color. I don't mean visual. Other than like color or thickness of a line. Last time you were touched was Thanksgiving of 2014. So 7 years. No, 8 years. 8 years now. Yeah. And that's where we have the chart. We show on the chart, that's the chart that's where we start. And I think we launched this chart for PMT early January, but our trade with Diamond Digest was like Thanksgiving of 14. Because we were middle of trade, we just kept it. Didn't make much. That wasn't that. But actually, we gave back a little bit right afterward, and then it took off. Remember, it's not one trade, so it's overall time what you've done. My main interest, as I said in the chat room today, is where a skew is. Okay, this says most likely the big boys have also accepted that this could be a low. Why? They're not buying protection. They're not buying any puts down here right now. So that's their thinking is right now. So now is this today? Hold on, you gotta make sure is it today or not. Because it's 1 day behind. Yes, it is today. 12-1 yesterday. Okay, so it dipped down a tad. So the tail risk on the downside, that is the put activity for SPX, not SPY, SPX, very expensive, not for kids. These are $20-$30 premium per contract. So if somebody has a trade down here that's the position is like 2,000 contracts, you can do the math. These guys are not mom and pops. These are big guns. And usually put them on when we're a little bit higher and when we are exhausted. So this probably says to us, I'm going to go up there. It goes up here. And that's where the drop is coming. That we're not high up there enough for them to buy these cheap. I mean, they paid nothing for these almost. Way out of the money. And wait for it to come in and just crater and then clean up. Remember, big boys don't day trade and go in and out. Very little of their time is day trading. That's what keep them busy, interested in the market, where they're position traders. The bigger they are, the more position they are. There was a hedge fund in New York. On some names, there were 80 days of trading of volume. They couldn't do anything. Any move they would make, everybody would know, would be a blip, and it would move the market against them. If they buy too fast, they're pushing their entry price high. If they sell too fast, they're pushing the profit down. That itself is another artwork. Not just a science, but it's also art. All right, treasuries. I'm in a webinar. I'll call you back. I texted him and told him that. Nancy, we need a re-education camp. Maybe we send them to North Korea. I understand they have nice beaches. As Trump said, yeah, they have nice beaches. We can sell, we'll get them some condos in North Korea, and next close to the re-education camp. Yeah. I miss Trump. He was so good. I mean, the night comedians night, they're losing material. Yeah. They used to be so much, especially Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, all right, his buddy. Yeah. Okay, treasuries. We dipped down the tad on the front end. Okay, because of a signal. We're at 4.2. Okay, but easing up on the car loans, easing on the mortgages, and of course long-term health stuff that the insurance companies need as these stuff. As I said to you guys many times, to me, this was scary. You can see this is a new high every time over the last 7 years. So every time we made a new high over the last 7 years, it drew a new line. I mean, it upped it and drew it. So this was a problem. But as you see here, we haven't touched it. We haven't touched it for a while. We have not upped it yet. So that's a high for the last 7 years. So, and you see, these are monthly SPRs, support, pivot, and resistance SPRs. Pivot is yellow always. And it just follows the floor. The only thing we do here that other people haven't done is that we have an embedded calendar. It senses if the day, what kind of day we have, whether it's a partial day or not, and keeps those out. Because you don't want to run this based on a calendar that's that is a partial day. That's not a valid day. There's not enough what do you call it, data there, volume. So let's go to TD. Okay. Okay, this is not expired yet. We're still running December long, short, March. Interesting signal yesterday, right here. Right here. As we rallied up, I think I called out at least once in the chat room. But I was watching it on this screen on this side. It's a little bit behind me when I face the chat room. But I said, look at how this is happening. It went from 3 sigma to negative 3 sigma in a whoosh. Because of it just anybody, and we were about to put a truth be told, we're about to put a VIX trade on, and thank God we didn't. Oh, so yeah, we have doubled our headache. So look at that what it did here. So it went very very low. It double tested down the low down here, and typically this is what I'm thinking about tomorrow. Typically this says we're near a top, close to a top. Okay. So I'll be surprised. This could be priced in what numbers going to have tomorrow. Why? Fed gets a lot of data. As a matter of fact, right now, Fed knows what the numbers for tomorrow. Fed knows it right now because they get each parcel gets emailed to them. So that nobody has the whole thing. It goes to two people, the Fed and from like BLS and the White Oval Office. So in case we get in trouble, they don't do anything now. We're too high up. Market's too high. Otherwise, then the plunge protection team, PPT, will come in. You probably remember from early years. All right. We did not. Now, last night we closed a little bit higher, but that was a problem. The data was not refreshed. Always you got to refresh your data, because a lot of this detail comes in what's called plant from the data plan, which is your broker. But because the priority of trading, they send the prices to you, but not the internal data where this is, for example, is measured. And so that you got to refresh. Just same thing as McAllister. You got to wait for the close, wait a couple of minutes, then refresh. So I wasn't here at close. I got here, I'm over like 81. And I said, gee, that's pretty high up. Are we going to turn south tomorrow? And then I said, refresh it. Just out of safety. It went to like 73, 74, and now we're 71. So we dipped down. Rendezvous point, never made it cleanly, but we're almost there. It could happen tomorrow. We just got up too fast. So we'll see. Not against the market going up. No. But my point is, we got to make sure this is not a bear market rally. Because if the 200 bar stays and it keeps punching and failing, this is a left translation pattern. That means the bear market is still. So, and the other test you want, you got to see 50 bar over 200. It ain't over until that happens. Okay. Hey, see Mike, how are you? See Mike, I want to call you after the close. Unbelievable day. Yeah, wish you were here, man. Yeah. So yeah, it was incredible, incredible. All right. Now I want to go swim a little bit after this. All right. 90%. We hit 90% on the SPX Lowry protocol for up and down volume ratio. Okay. I think as a courtesy, we've given it to a number of people who have our chat, we have our indicators. So some components of it you need for this to run properly. But sausage here, as well, my guys call it saucisse, which is sausage in French. Yeah, this was a saucisse day. Why? You should expect that. You can't have a day like this going up that fast and keep on going. There's a limit. Why? They need to sell into it. They need to cash out. They need to book this profit. So actually, we had it a little bit higher in the morning, and then they sold it. So the overnight gapped up, and then they sold it. So we're good. A little bit closer on NAS, and we never went to 90. We're at 60 and 59. I'm sorry. Yesterday would have been near close here. So this was 82. This was not even 80. Yeah, this is. It was 75, and this was 90. Just a tad over 90. Walter Deemer posted stuff. I do the charts too. And if you read the stuff on the from what's his name? Paul Desmond of the Lowry Report, Lowry Research here up in Tampa. Paul has passed away. Very smart cookie. You'd see that we would need a follow through day. We didn't get it today. So Dow Jones the one. I think in my book that's a one off. Okay. Tomorrow, if we get a huge rally, that would change it. But I don't know. I can't tell. I don't bet on the numbers. I like my stuff is fast enough. I can react to it right afterward. But I want to know it. I don't want to jump ahead. I got friends who try to do that. I don't want to comment, but you know, they win 2 and lose 5. Yeah, so that's not a way to trade. Yeah, that's what pushes your win loss ratio to really sink. All right, system here again. Buying power index. This again, I give credit where it's due. Peter Cook, my chief monitor in the chat room, wrote the code. He's pretty good at TradeStation, and with his permission, I'm running it. He runs long only. Okay, I run both because I like to see where the. I don't want to just know what the long is and where it stop. I want to know where also the short was applied. So let's go through this quickly. Long. By the way, this is possible because of the special data TradeStation has. That's I think it's value or something like that. I didn't know before I met Peter, but he's been with us like 4 years. Okay, buy, just buy here on Russell. Yeah, Russell had a hard time. Look at what Russell did. I mean, some people got chopped off. And then NASDAQ, several days back, of course. This drawdown, go to center, you're going to jump out of the window anyway. So, hold on. Welcome to America. Exactly. So, that's that. Let's go to, come fly with me. Look at that. This I worked on. This is a follow-up. This is a C. This is an ENF. Yeah, that's a C. I can't tell which one it is, but I don't see the cockpit. But this is a C. That means one seater. So come fly with me. Tomorrow, B21 will be. We gotta do this. We gotta call this in. Hold on. Tomorrow, I post on Twitter. So Tico tomorrow. There you go. Tomorrow, B21 will be rolled out. This is the artist's rendition. When the actual pictures are available, we'll be updating back over my machine. Our background is also always a Northrop aircraft. The one we have on, it's called B21, but the picture there's a B. It's a Spirit of Indiana that's taking off. It's a B2, but no, this one's gonna go there. So that's tomorrow. Just a big day for the defense. Yeah. I would have given anything up except Tico to work on this, but I'm a little bit too old for that. Last chart. Okay. I learned a lot. I reported to Mo Hesse, the chief designer. and his boss was called the father of B2. Joe Paterno, he died of brain cancer at the age of like 42. Yeah, it was really sad. This guy was so smart. He was my first interview at Northrop. He was a head of engineering at the time and graduate of master's, undergrad and master's from MIT. Extremely smart, but such a humble guy. Yeah. A lot of times his lights would be on, and I would go and flash it because he would come and flash mine and say, like, go home. Let's go home. It's late. Why are you working so hard? So I would do it cautiously too. He was so high up. He would laugh and goes, okay, get the elevator. We'll go down. We'll go down the elevator together. I want to catch up with you. Yeah. He was a, I didn't interact with him that much, so I can't call him a mentor. But his right-hand man was Mo Hesse, and I report to Mo. So, yeah, interesting guys. Yeah, learned a lot. Especially from John Paterno, his work habits. Yeah. He was first in. He was first in. Yeah. And last out. Incredible. Yeah. Okay. 5 years back. I want to always look at it this way as we make some bottoms. Yeah. Yeah, this bottom is made. Yeah. Yeah. It is. Why? Look at that separation. Let me open this up a little bit more. Let me close this shit. I don't know why we have all this crap here. Sorry, guys. Okay. Here's what I'm looking at. The separation of these two lines. Remember, this has noise. There's a reason we do indicators to smooth out the change. As a matter of fact, recently what I'm doing, I'm dimming I'm dimming the candlesticks. Are you with me? So what I do is I go, like, for example, I mean, I don't use this for trading. I look at it once a day, twice a day. I'm not into it every 10 seconds. But I go to data, symbol, take the chart, take one of this one, okay. Customize, go into style. I do this, I raise this number because it's very transparent. Why? I don't want to be I don't want the bars telling me what's going on. There's too much noisy and back and forth. So I want the lines telling me what's going on. So I thicken the lines like on Tiger Shark. The lines are thicker and these are more transparent. So yes, I could see the green, but it's very dimmed. It's in the background. I'm really looking at what the relationship of the lines are. Why? Because that takes the noise out. If you take the noise out, but you don't pay attention to it, then why do you take noise out? I just use the chart. Take the indicators down. You don't need the HA prop indicators. Just look at the charts without it. No. What you want to do is run the indicator, lower, dim down the chart in the background, the actual candlesticks or drawing lines, whatever you want to call it. HLT, open, high, lows, close, whatever you prefer to be style of your chart. Try to do that on your chart. Dim it down. I'm sure most services offer that. But of course, this is the Rolls Royce of the industry, Precision. Dim it down, look at the indicators themselves, then you see the move. Especially like you put it on a 5-minute chart. You really see what the move is. Okay? And then I annotate. I annotate a few things. I'm not going to get into how Tiger Shark operates, but a few events, we haven't programmed that. That's a little bit more complex. But I annotate and write it over it, the chart, just like Norseman does. For his charts, but live. And this way, what happens? You trade less. You have to. And you have to prepare. You have to take a look. You have to consider this, that. And then really the total picture comes out. Yeah. So that's how you make 60% in one day. Not easy, but you can do it in the right condition. Okay. Enough promotion. Somebody called one of my webinars promotion. And I just blocked him on YouTube. Yeah. So anyhow. That's it. All right, guys. So any questions for me? Again, to repeat, hi, Cash, welcome. To repeat, I have a guest in town next week, so Wednesday's out of question. Maybe I'll do something on Tuesday. But I'm going to be partially trading next Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'll always trade half day on Fridays anyway, including if it's trade non-farm. But the following week we have Marshall, and Marshall has got about 100 people signed up already, and I yet to put his what do you call it up, his bio. Now this is always open. If you hit members, yes, you need to get to this website with these, but this part is always open. So you could immediately see what's going on. We also put emergency messages, what have you. So before, let's say server is down, we're going to mark it there. This is our alert box. But this is open, so you guys can go there. This is the webinar you're in. You register only once. And this is for a free trial for our ORB 4.8 now, which is just incredible. And especially now, Nancy and Cash have helped quite a bit to put a bunch of documentation for it. Not just user guide, but practical manual stuff you need to worry about, and should remind you how do you do the software key, how do you have an error, how do you report it. Because we do forensic work. You can't just tell me it's not working. I can't help that. But if you do certain things, we give a checklist. Do the following, then send it in. Then we can go there and take a look. Me on my sister program on a Zoom. This is assuming Cash and Nancy can't get to you and not fix it, because most of the problems they solve anyway. But there's something unusual we can pinpoint, and we don't want to blame anybody. What we want to do is do forensic work and have a certain answer. But for that, we need some data to support it. I have no view. That's stocks. I don't pay attention to it. What's your view on tax loss harvesting? I have no idea. I don't do that. Yeah, it's just I'm an index guy. Underwater, yes. Yeah, of course, they're underwater. You're right. That's the issue. Yeah, actually, most hedge guys I talk to, they're still bleeding. I mean, they're walking now, but they're still bleeding. So they've been wounded very badly. I mean, Tiger Global. I mean, I can't quote numbers. Okay, it's all private anyway. Look at, but I mean, you hear it, you read it, you see. I mean, that's one of that's a legacy of Julian Robertson. The Tiger Cups became Tiger Global. That's just really bad this year. So yeah, what they gotta do, I have no idea. But again, I don't trade stocks. I haven't traded stocks in years. Here's what my what do you call it, journey was. I started with stocks for my dad to it was 729 silver crash on a Dow 729. Yeah, and that was March 28th, I believe, a Thursday of 1980. The what do you call it, the Hunt brothers, and almost took down Beige, not Prue Beige. They took down Beige. Yeah, they took down Beige. Prue came in as a white knight to buy it. Then I sold some options against these longs because these longs took off. And I didn't want, and he didn't want to have tax implications. I said, Dad, it's a good thing to have a tax problem. Okay, let's pay the profit. You know, it's hard to teach a fighter pilot how these things operate. But he was smart enough. He understood pressures and all that. You know, these guys understand vol if you explain it to them in a different way. But anyhow, long story short, I did do option, and they were doing covered calls, but I didn't know it was and so forth. So I wrote to the Northrop Library, and I said, because there was no software or anything, I said, I want all the books on options. Yeah, and so my boss comes over and says, what the hell is this? You ordered all these books? None of them have to do with airplanes. I said, I know. Why do you have to always think about airplanes? You have no problem with your F-18s. You brought me here, they're working. The line is open, they're going out the door, we're getting paid. So relax, I want to do this. And that was it. He took his leg, he took his tail between his legs and crawled out of my office. Never saw him again. I work for him, but you know, I don't let people above me tell me what to do. Yeah, that's not how it works. So I work hard for they can't make that complaint. You know? So then that continued up to about Gulf War. Gulf War, I was doing index options, XMI. You guys remember major market index, XMI. All of those have different tax implications, but you're not dealing with one stock as an index. Why? Vol is lower. I got fried on some options during early years on single stock, so I kind of lost that. Yes, I know the strategies. I could teach them that. But even at SIBO, I didn't teach calls on puts. There are plenty of other guys who could do it, and they're a bigger name than me. But I will consider them volatility because that's a tougher one. And that I got from Shelton. If you go here about, you see my professors right there. Jack Shelton was my first professor, and that B2 division sent me actually. Even B2 caused this. Sent me to the MBA, and because I was in forward planning, you know. And that was the first Shelton. Professor John. He passed away. He's actually his grandchild was a client here. Decade earlier, he put his analysis in 1892, 1982. A year later, Fisher Black came up and the Martin Scholes came up with Black Scholes. It was actually a year earlier. But one thing he told me, he says, listen, are you engineering background? I said, yes. And I'm a grad student here, right? So he goes, okay. Why don't you work on volatility? That's the premise of tomorrow. That's what's more important. I said, okay, fine. And that's what I've been doing. So then you know how to really measure different companies by their volatility. And so the inclination is to go somewhere lower in volatility, better managed, and it has to be average by definition. Law of averages, volatility is kind of squashed a bit. So I moved to those, and my favorite back then was XMI. He had 20 names in it, was even better than diamonds. So you could trade those. And actually, I traded into the first Gulf War. Okay, you want to hear a story? Okay. So I called this guy I know through Advanced Systems of Northrop, who was relocated to Fort Meade. You guys would know what I'm talking about? Look up Fort Meade. Yeah. And I said, you guys are going in tomorrow, aren't you? He says, get the Foxtrot out of this line. Call me at this number this evening. Then he's squeezing me. How did you find out? How did you know? I said, well, I was looking at XMI volatility. He goes, what the hell is XMI volatility? I said, well, if you do a option chain, they're posted. You could go 30 days back. This is your value of the per strike, what the observed volatility is. And historical is the stock itself. But I said about a day ago, the starts changing constantly changing, higher. And I said, the only conclusion I have is you guys going in. This was January 16th, 1991, when we went to, there were two F-117 Nighthawks went in to the edge sector to knock out a couple of radars. Actually, I met the guy one time at the Miramar Air Show. And he was the guy who was giving a talk. And he said that, I was the first guy who fired from this aircraft in anger. Not this, in anger. I was after an enemy. And I said, you were at edge sector? He goes, yeah. How did you know? I said, well, I work for Mo Hesse. Now, Mo Hesse was head of a project at Northrop before called Tacit Blue, which lost to F-117. So if you were anywhere involved with the F-117, you know who Mo Hesse was. He was behind this red gold robe, which was around the aircraft, and behind him were two Marine guys with M16s. You couldn't go back behind the aircraft. You could only see front of it. This is at Miramar. He reached over, shook my hand. I said, well, honor is mine, sir. It was a colonel. So that was January 16th. This is like at 90, it's like 95, 96 there. We used to go there with some friends. Actually, Cash have gone there with me a couple of times. And so, long story short, that was my first inclination that, hey, this vol stuff works. And sure enough, that night they went in. Yeah. I had an office in Century City overlooking LA Country Club. I used to go there in the morning. Even that morning I came in, balls are moving up. I'm saying, this is it. This got to be it. They're pricing it. The moment Colin Powell showed up on the news and said that you remember he said that lucky guy on the bridge, because he drove one of the bridges over Dejleo Frost, I forget how you say it. Euphrates and the other one. One of them, because around Baghdad, this is the two rivers. That's where they meet. That's where Baghdad was built, some 3,000 years ago. So this guy is moving with his little three-wheel truck, the three-wheeler. These are like, I don't know, European, probably French stuff. He's moving whatever stuff he's got. The merchant class. He moves right behind him. The section behind him is hit by a missile. Now, when they were showing that with his crosses, they were showing the camera on the nose of the aircraft, of the missile, is transmitting before final hit. Well, once they did that, we all knew what's happening with NASDAQ. Those MIBs just dumped. I think they did that night. There's one little clip. Of course, Schwarzkopf came, did more detail on all that. Grossler was head of the Air Force for that for the Schwarzkopf, CENTCOM. He gave a talk, but by then there was a repeat. NASDAQ never looked back. But the signal came on XMI. So anyhow, little history, little war story from the past. And so same thing happened in 2003. I mean, we went down in because of we were already in Afghanistan. There was a talk about weapon of mass destruction, which never turned out right. But we dipped in SPX, I believe, in October. In October, we dipped. This is 2002, and then Nasdaq was with it. So it wasn't low for the year. It was in October 2002. We went into March right before the launch because the weather and all that. SPX dropped to the same level as the October low, but Nasdaq did it. Nasdaq stayed above it. I said, that's it. We're going in. We just had our first chatter back then. I put the mic on and said, we're going in right now. Any short, we had little shorts on. So the market was dropping. I said, any shorts you have to cover right now. It took us a day after that. A couple of my friends who were in the hedge business, bankrupt. They were short heavy. They doubled down. Why? The wave guy. Who's the wave guy? The wave guy? Robert Pechter. He came on CNBC and he was pushing his book. And of course, they asked him, do you think market is going to go down? He goes, oh, my son says yes, it's going to. I met him for dinner one time in Montreal. I was sitting in for John Bollinger. And he sat next to me. I said, listen, I said, well, this conference is paying for your dinner, but I bought you dinner. He goes, why? You don't even know me. I said, yes, I do. I met you before at Mass. But that when you came on the TV and said that, in the 90s it came to Mass. When you said that, I doubled down on the longs. He goes, they made me do it. I said, well, whatever. But Bob, thank you. You did me a great favor. We doubled down on the long side. That just exploded. Again, watch the volatility. This is important. Norseman tweeted that NASDAQ is imminent. Do you agree? Mr. Ramsey, I'm not as smart as he is. Can I see the post? Do you know it's today? What is the date on that? Let me check. I just want to make sure I understand the question. His text properly. Hold on. Norseman, okay. Yeah, surrendered. What is this? Oh, yeah, hold on. No, so let me go to Norseman and see what he got. You should follow him. Very smart cookie. Very smart cookie. Very humble. 90% day. Where is it? What day was this? I don't see it. 11/24. Oh. 11/24 said that? Murray, you're killing me. How many days ago would that be? 6, 7? Let's see. 24. That's Saturday. No, this is December. Sorry, a week ago. Okay, 7 days. Let me see. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, when we blow up, it'll give us the date anyway to make sure. Oh, yeah. Shortage of skilled labor. 24th. Okay, there we go. Compare past. Okay. So next weekend. Where is this? Okay. Where do you? I don't see it. Okay, more. All right. What? Beyond price alone. Yes, you have to. You have to get indicators. Indicators are ahead of price anyway. Good indicators. Yeah. He does a lot of homework. This guy does a lot of homework. He's set. He doesn't even need to trade. Yeah, his company, his family is very, very rich down here. So it's time to look at things. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's it. Is this the one, right? Yes, 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 that's it. Hold on one second. Mr. Petrucci asked me, is there any Romans you can reference your back on? Yeah, Louis Porcelino. Luigi, yeah, of course. Second or third? No, not second. Third or fourth largest S&P trader. Yeah. He actually got me into CBOE. I have his thing. I have his badge. I have my badge from him. We put me under his license. I mean, not license, his seat, so I can be on the floor next to him. Yeah, I wouldn't go in. Too busy because his brother was there always, and he could have said, "I can tell you, my brother stay in. To come in late, you can stay here for the open. We used to go for open, then we go for breakfast. Yeah, at the CMR Club. Here, Nasdaq Composite timer says price top imminent and still searching for 50% invested major price now. For instance, a second invested into 21. Okay, wow. Okay, hold on. This is the one saying, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good issue. Good comment he's making. Yeah. But he's a little bit above me. Yeah. In terms of his IQ and stuff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, his stuff is very, very. I mean, yes, he does do the tea leaves, but he pays a lot of attention to the numbers, quite a bit. I'm more of a tempo guy. Okay, I know what to look for. That's what I do. It's right now. I'm looking for a volume. I haven't seen a big volume, so I think we have still a leg down. So if you come back here and tell me, and you saw the divergences here, in my opinion, I don't know. Here's what I don't know, which is a lot. But it's what's the catalyst? What would take us down? Okay, I don't think there's anything in the charts. I don't think there's anything on the news. Market moves, we get surprised. You saw how we got surprised yesterday? Market will always surprise you. So if you got to go down, and this already did that. We will be talking about rates being done. Remember the guy who wrote the first chapter of my book, Jeff DeGraff. Okay, you got to read his work. This is incredible. He did a month and a half ago. He said, look at CPI. I'm sorry, PPI. Forget the CPI. CPI is retail. It's for people who buy gas and go in groceries. Well, all of us. But it's retail level. Look at what producers' prices index is doing. It's softening. So all here is telling us the rates are coming down. I mean, the rates are done going up, or the rate of the rate of the increase of the rates are going to slow down. Okay, and then Chairman Powell comes with his gibberish and said, "Yeah, we're going to do 50 basis points, so to speak." So then we get surprised. If you take this out, we should meander after this. I mean, if you take this into account, there's that. Where's the next big item? Remember, earnings are not going to be good. They're going to write them down. Yeah. Carter's very smart. Yeah, I like Carter. Yeah. They actually, that program, was it Option Action? Yeah, they follow me. Yeah. They're a very good crowd. They're a very good guy. I like Carter. His charts are good. To me, the internals tell you the story. It's not the price. You just have to have good internals. Okay, that comes from experience. There's no book for this. I know Cash was asking me, how can I learn this a little bit faster? I said, there isn't. You really have to spend some time. Yeah. Just make sure you're with the right crowd, with the right instrumentation, and work hard. Otherwise, there's no school for this. It's you're artisan, So anyhow, no problem, my friend. Thanks, Mr. Petrucci. Yeah. Listen, I've been getting lucky too. You just said you also get unlucky too. You gotta be careful. Over trading can do that. So I've been always kind of careful, especially with Diamond Digest over the years. Yeah. When we used to trade a little bit faster, I usually don't when things are slow. The fastest time I traded with Diamond Digest was this drop. Yeah. Because if you look at it on a daily basis, it's different. I was changing one position at a time sometimes in the middle of the week. That 5 weeks, oh my God, I went through. I mean, there was a one day we were down 2,000. I covered. We went up. I went long. They go flat. Went long. Next day we were up 3,000. And they wrote to me. He says, we got this. We have a copy. We also get a second copy because I also put it on the PMT as a member. So they get a copy that PMT members get. He goes, we got this twice. This is what you're doing. But how did you know that? I said, I didn't. But everything looked to me, we've gone so far down so fast, we should have a bump. But I didn't know it's going to be 3,000. We went up 3,000. Then I sold it again. He goes, Patty, I can't keep up. I said, well, I don't know, get a better computer. It's that simple. You have Excel, you put this stuff in. Get a better Excel. I don't know. I mean, don't give me that. I'm going to call it the way I want to call it. Anyhow, and then we rolled down again. Oh, this was an incredible period. But I don't trade like that because, as a matter of fact, during these periods, if we get into it, I want all of you know now, we don't touch options. Walls are so high, all you're doing, you're enriching the market maker. What you want to do these, just go straight cash. Short SPY, for example. Short Qs. Or SQQ type of stuff, the triple or double. Although I don't like the liquidity there. Um, but and then a little early on too, the vols are too high, way too high. You pay too much premium going in and out. And then what they do is that they get you in easy. Okay, like if you have a spread on, how do they do that? The one that's near the money they give it to you, and they fill you on the leg you're short. Okay, like if you're coming down, you got to be short up here, and no, I'm saying long here on the put, short down here below it. If you're going up, you're going to be long down here and short the call on the other. This is the call side, right? They'll let you in. Okay, they get you in, and then they play you on the exit of the short side. Yeah. 2 weeks later, oh, they hammer you. You got to understand what happens. That's what explains how the spread value is changing. It's not the one you're long. It's the short one you're trying to get out to cover because the spread. You want to get both legs out, and they get you on that one. They open that bid and ask, and as expiration is coming, they know you need to book your profit. What are you going to do? They got you by you know what. I don't like to do that. I'd rather just use the futures on it, and it's nothing more efficient than futures anyway. So there's a time and place to what to trade. Sorry, I'm going too far. 607. Any other questions for me? I mean, to answer you, Mr. Ramsey, this way. I want to see volume, big volume. That's a good low. I haven't seen that. So my tendency is that, where's that? But also, I'm practical, I'm pragmatic, saying, where's the catalyst? What would happen out there for us to go down? Now, if some stupid idiot like Comrade Putin goes and does a dirty bomb, yeah, that could do it. Or we could do it. This rail stuff, the unions, yeah, for rail, because of the how the sickness pay. If we don't do that, by Friday, by tomorrow afternoon, they can't take any hazmat bookings because you can't because no train wants to take a hazmat product and be on the train. They want to deliver it. Okay, and they don't want to be stuck sitting nowhere. And also food, gasoline, not gasoline, but crude oil, vegetables, all that gonna get messed up in a big way. I mean, we could have if nothing they have to do it by tomorrow. Get signed by Saturday. If it doesn't happen, next Thursday, you're going to see at least 500 to 600 people, 1,000 people on jobless claims. No, that's not going to report right then. You got to be a week behind. So the following week, by the time you get 15th of December, you could have which is a Thursday, you could have a jobless claim that would hit 800,000. I mean, 250 is the base now. Put another 500 to 600,000 on top of that, and you're going to see this thing spiral down like you won't believe, because that impacts everything. There is nothing to replace what we do now with the rails. You think Warren Buffett was an idiot to buy what do you call it? Northern, what do you call it? Whatever Southern he was? Yeah. I don't necessarily go there. No, I don't go there. No. I don't buy that. No. That's not. No, the guys who were short here, they got killed, and they had nothing to. They couldn't do anything about it. No. How about when Fed changed interest rates pre-open on settlement? I know guys who did. They had to file bankruptcy that day. They had partnerships that were market makers on CBOE for generations, at least a generation or two, because they opened in '73. They filed bankruptcy that morning. I remember I was in LA. I get my coffee, come and sit down. We're up 50 handles. What? I do control R. I'm thinking it's bad data. It's needs to be cleared up. I wouldn't say that, Mr. Ramsey. I don't know you, but I would just say I would not make a statement that's you got to look at a lot of things. Remember, we have 4 asset classes. You have currency, you got commodities, you got bonds, and you got equities. It's not that. No, there's a lot of interconnection there. So anyhow, but I don't know what this other leg is going to be. But there are a couple of candidates: Putin and the rail strike. That would do more than airline strike. Some of the airline is really business, so is also luxury. I mean, leisure, but nothing with freight train. Freight train is mainstay of the economy, and we have a very efficient system in transportation. We have other countries of the world that envy what we have. So, anyhow, Any other questions for me, guys? So most likely Tuesday we'll have a webinar, and then the following Wednesday would be what do you call it? Webinar with for that's for futures traders. But you guys can come if you want. And he's not talking about ore, even though he trades ore himself these days. But he will be talking about psychology of day trading. All right. Any other questions? All right, guys, let me get out of here. It's been a long day for me. Also, I got to be up early or down farm. Thank you all. Cash, I'll call you in a bit. Thanks, Nancy. And good evening, Mr. Petrucci.